Hey friends, it's your girl Terry. Hope everyone's doing great, having a great day. All the things. I've got some Scentsy content here today, guys. A real small, petite Scentsy haul. Got some bars and got a warmer. In fact, I'm gonna check the website real quick before I return to see if this warmer is still available. I have a feeling it may be gone, but then again, I don't know if it's everyone's cup of tea, so maybe not. But I have some wax to share and I have the warm to share. So if you're interested in seeing what I picked up in my latest Scentsy haul, stay tuned. Okay guys, so the bad news is it does not appear that the warmer is available anymore. So I guess some people did bite. Probably because it's one of these warmers that's kind of been around forever and a day. And Scentsy finally discontinued it, and it showed up recently in the clearance section for $20. And it's a great warmer. I know Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents has featured it as one of her top warmers in her warmer videos, which are great. If you've never seen those, please check them out. She has some really good recommendations with, many of which I agree with too, as far as getting warmer, strength, and throw, which warmers are your better performers when it comes to Scentsy. All the things. Yes, she provides really good recommendations, and she's done them for a couple of years, so she's done updates along the way. I would love to do something like that. It's very time consuming, and so you have all your warmers plugged in. It's kind of a pain in the butt to kind of unplug them, get them all pulled out, and then you have some warmers that are put away because they're seasonal, and it's kind of a pain. It takes a lot of time. And it was pretty awesome that Elizabeth would do that. I don't know if I have the patience. But I do have some just suggestions. I mean, one day maybe I'll just show. Here's the picture. No, I really like how Elizabeth did it because she literally pulled them all out and talked about how good or not good they were. And so if you haven't had a chance to see that, check out her videos because she's done some good ones. But anyway, it's been around for a minute. Scentsy finally discontinued it. It went on sale for $20, or it was in the clearance for $20. It was an inexpensive warmer in the first place. It was only priced at $35. Very good performer. I already had one in my collection, but I love it so much that I decided to get another. We'll talk about it at the end of this video, but it is no longer available. But I do have wax bars here that I haven't checked the one, but I think all of these are still available. So I will have the website open here as I go through them. So if anything's not available as of the time I'm recording this, I'll let you know. I actually thought my filming was done today. Then I remembered I needed to do this Scentsy haul. Yeah. I thought about not doing it, but I get lazy too often. So I was like, no, because I already filmed 3 videos today. But I was like, no, I need to do it. I need to do it. I need to include some Scentsy on my channel. I am a Scentsy fragrance consultant. I don't advertise it a lot. I do try to mention it in my Scentsy videos. So if you're ever interested in purchasing Scentsy, or if you have questions about Scentsy, I am a consultant. I do have a website. I do try to include my website on any of my Scentsy content, so you have access to it. I'm not the world's best consultant, I will tell you that much, because I don't push sales. I just don't. I'm not here to do that. I'm fine with making a little extra money. Trust me, every little bit helps, and I do get commission on any sales that I make. So, of course, that helps, and of course, I'm thankful, so please don't think that I'm not. I'm just not a great consultant because, I mean, your job as a consultant is to be a salesperson, and I'm not great at that. But all that said, it's just not in my blood. It's not in my nature. I don't like to do that. I don't like anyone to feel like they have to buy something. I just don't like to do that. I may say, oh, this is fabulous. You need it in your life, and really feel that way. But don't ever think that I am like, oh, please, I want you to buy. I want you to buy. No. Anyway, let's talk about the bars I got first. I picked up a 6-pack All clearance bars and then one new bar. It's the Send the Month this month. Well, it's not, I can't remember if I filmed it already, but I already picked up this bar already. I just decided I want another. And then I threw in the new Charlie Brown bar. I think it's called Good Grief, but we'll get into that. All right, we'll start with the clearance bars I picked up first. I got 5 clearance bars. All were priced at, I think, $5.40, which it's not great for clearance prices, you guys. I mean, it's the same price that you can get these bars for in a club. If you were able to club these, you can't club these. So, you know, if you really want some of these retired bars, then you got to go in and pay these prices. But the pricing is kind of blah. But I knew that if I was planning on ordering 6 bars and then a warmer, my savings was going to add up. So that's what I did. If you order 6 bars, you can still get 10% off, even if they are clearance bars. So I knew that they were going to come out to less than $5. So I decided to do that. I think final price was like $4.78 or something like that, rather than the $5.40 they're listed for, because you do get that additional 10% off. And then that opens up 10% off a warmer. Licensed bars and licensed products and licensed warmers do not count, of course. They are not eligible for an additional 10% off. And neither is a charity warmer, which is funny because I totally plan at some point, if it doesn't sell out, to pick up that charity warmer, the heart shape. If any of you have that, let me know how it's performing for you. I don't feel like I've heard a lot about it, but it's pink and I love pink and I like how it looks. So I think I'm going to get it. It looks like the dish is deep, but I'm wondering how well it melts, because I feel like there's been a lot of buzz and a lot of talk out there about some of these newer Scentsy warmers, and I've experienced it myself, not melting as well as in the past. Now, granted, there are some new designs. They may still be experimenting, who knows? But I do think some improvements need to be made. I didn't buy that strawberry garden warmer, whatever it was called. I don't remember a specific name, but it was like the warmer of the month last month. I thought that was super cute, and it was very sizable, and I thought, I'm going to put that in my kitchen. And then I started hearing so many people talk about how it does not melt the wax all the way. It leaves a rim around the edge. Some people sound like they're having a good experience with it. Other people are not. And that's just enough for me that it's like, you know what? The fact that some are having a problem with it, I'm just not willing to go in and buy it. So I didn't. I mean, if it doesn't sell out and it ends up in a clearance sale or something, I may roll the dice on it and take a chance. But it's a summer warmer, and I already have issues smelling my wax half the time in summer too, because the AC is on. The house is definitely cooler. So I was like, that may not be a good candidate for me in my home. But if you have a warmer home, maybe it would work fine for you. I don't know. But all that to say that there have been some complaints about recent Scentsy warmers melting the wax thoroughly, or being able to hold more than 1 cube of wax. So I've had some good experiences with the new ones, and I've had some, like the heirloom warmer leaves a rim of wax when I melt with it, and I just am like, why? It has such a nice wide dish. It's not a deep dish, but it's a wide dish. It's a beautiful warmer. It fits in with decor perfectly. But even when I just use 1 cube of wax, I end up with a rim of unmelted wax. And I'm just like, it's as if the heating pad doesn't stretch all the way out the full circumference of the warmer dish itself. That's what it seems like to me. So I feel like some of these warmers need to be, you know, improved. But then I got the petite ruffle, which has kind of like a shallow dish, much like the shallow depth of the dish of the heirloom warmer. And that one's melting great. Granted, I only use 1 cube in that, but I only use 1 cube in the heirloom too. But I only need to use 1 cube in the petite ruffle. That's kind of all I plan to use in it. It is a very petite warmer. Super cute. It gets super hot. I've never tried 2 cubes in it. If you have that warmer, if you have tried 2 cubes, post below and let people know your experience. But as far as 1, I've never had a problem with it. I have my AC running. It melts everything I put in it. It throws everything I put in it. It's working fantastic. I love it. But again, take that with a grain of salt, because I only use 1 cube in it. I don't know if I would have the same results if I put 2 cubes of wax in it, but one cube is throwing in it. So I won't really need to do that. I do have multiple warmers in my home. I have multiple in my bedroom. I have multiple in my living room. I have multiple in my dining room. I have multiple in my kitchen. That's just what I need to smell things in my home. And plus I love them. So anyway, as I said, take all that with a grain of salt. Let's talk about the bars I got. So the first one I picked up 3. So that's half my 6-pack right there. This is Petal Pals. And I don't think I was around with Scentsy. I'll show you one up close. When this collection was out. Or I was just coming in at the tail end. I don't remember. I don't think I was. I think I've picked up some from this collection in flash sales over the years. I don't remember this particular collection. So I don't know what it was called. I don't know if this will tell me. Does the bar say? The bar, by the way, is upside down. If you notice the packaging. I'm not sure what the reasoning is for it. I think this was originally part of a Valentine. Yeah, I don't remember this. Because this was a part of a Valentine's collection. I think there were 2 bars. One was right side up and this one was upside down. So I guess if you put them together, maybe that was the point of it. Maybe they fit together. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is. I'm sure someone out there does, so feel free to share. But anyway, this is upside down. So if we put it this way, you can see the Scentsy logo, the name of the bar, and then the design. So it's pretty cute. So this is described as playful notes of pink rose and peony share a whipped marshmallow treat. I had heard through the grapevine that this smells a lot like Pink Petal Tea Cake from Bath & Body Works. I will tell you, my bars came without any kind of protection from the sun heat. It is in the upper 90s here in Virginia where I am, and there was no ice pack. And honestly, I was disgusted by it because there is no reason that Scentsy should be sending out their softer wax formula without ice packs, because they know what happens to their softer wax formula when it's applied to heat. We all know that Scentsy warmers are not the hottest warmers on the planet, right? They're purposely made for this softer formula. It melts them fine, it throws them fine. But that means these are not meant to be out in the heat. I was able to get my bars fairly quickly in the house once they were delivered, but who knows how long they've been sitting on the truck. My bars were quite oily. Not as messy as I've seen some come, but you know, Scentsy really likes to push back when it comes to refunding things. They're not the best, I think, when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, their customer service is relatively okay, but it could be better. It definitely could be improved on. But refunds are a thing they don't like to do. I put this in my fridge, so it looks better now, but you can see the oil on the edges. When I take this bar out, when I pop it out, it's quite oily on the bottom. So if I touch it, I will get oil all over my hands. So I'm going to try not to. But I was kind of peeved at the fact that there was no protection from the elements in my package. Whether it be 6 bars, 1 bar, there should have been something in there. So this, I would agree, smells similar to Pink Petal Tea Cake. I do feel like you pick up a little bit of that extra floral note. This does have peony in it. The candle does not. I mostly get rose, though. It is rose forward. And then you get lots of vanilla behind that. Like a vanilla marshmallow sweetness. But you gotta like rose to like this. But it's kind of like a candied rose. And you could argue that Pink Petal Tea Cake is similar to that. I do have the candles. This is the Bath & Body Works version. I love Pink Petal Tea Cake. It's one of my favorite scents. One that I've only seen Bath & Body Works do. I mean, I've seen it in vendor wax, but honestly, I don't think anything has smelled very similar to this. I would love to find a soy version of this, but so far that has not happened. So this is Pink Rose Petals, Pound Cake, and Vanilla Glaze. I would say those notes are true to form as to what I smell in this candle. You get a good dose of that pound cake in this candle. So I feel like the bakery element here, though slightly different, is a little bit more prominent in the candle than it is in that wax melt. Still, I think it would scratch that itch. So if you're not burning candles, this is not available from Bath & Body Works right now. If you don't have one in your stash, this wax melt, I think, would scratch that itch. I love Pink Petal Tea Cake. They are similar. They are similar. So I picked up 3 bars hoping that I would get that. I'm not mad about them. I like them. The next bar I picked up 2 because this is a favorite for me too. I picked up 2 Prickly Pear Flare. This is also in the clearance section. Love that this has a different color back than the front, and I love those 2 colors together. Look at that. I'm a big pink girl, and I love pink and green together. So Prickly Pear Flare is Sparkling Bubbles, Fizz atop, a tangy pineapple, and Prickly Pear Medley. Jersey is behind me snoring, so I apologize ahead of time. This bar is in a little better shape. Again, I threw them in the fridge right away because I was not happy with the oiliness of this. Yeah, this one's in a lot better shape. I didn't even want to take that rose one out because I get oily every time I do. But this one is just pineapple heavy, delicious, juicy, tangy pineapple. I do get a little bit of fizziness. I don't know. I see when I think sparkling, I think like a little bit like champagne-like. I don't get like a champagne note. But I do get a little bit of something as far as fizz. It's not a lot. But it does kind of have like that bubbly connotation to it. And then what was the other scent note? Prickly pear. I don't know that I know what prickly pear smells like, but I would say there's a little bit of a floral element here, but it's mostly fruit. It's mostly fruit. You mostly get that pineapple. It's bright, it's juicy, it's vibrant, and I love me some bright, juicy, vibrant pineapple. This is a great performer. This one performs in my open space with just 1 bar. Usually it takes me more than 1 bar, which is why I don't do a lot of Scentsy in my open space, because that gets pricey after a while. But this one, I only need 1. And in fact, I have some of this in my warmers now, and it's doing fantastic. So love that one. Decided to pick up a couple more. But I do have this in my club too. I had it in my club when they released it, I think, as part of the Easter collection. I think it was last year. Last year or the year before. You know, time kind of just flows by. And I've had it in there since then, but it recently came back as part of like a bundle or something. And so you could put it in your club again. But it is gone again, although it is in the clearance section. So you can't club it anymore, but you can get it in the clearance section. All right, June scent of the month, Red, White, and Sparkle. As I said, I can't remember if I've already done this in a haul video, but this is my second time picking this up. I think I did, because I think I filmed this when I picked up the donut scent. So I think I did. Berries, sugar plums, vanilla. So I won't go too much into it, but I decided, even though I haven't warmed it yet, I love how this smells so much on cold. I picked up another bar. I think the notes online are a little different. So this packaging was berries, plums, and vanilla. Online, well, the notes are the same, but it says it smells like a jar of wild berry jam, sweet plum dessert, and fresh whipped cream. It's so nice. This kind of fits in the realm of scents like your berry sweet, your jam and jubilee. If you like scents like this, I think this is a safe bet for you. Very sweet and fruity, berry heavy, and a little bit of citrus to boot. And I just like that a lot. That's really nice. Even though citrus is not listed, I feel like there's a little bit of like, you know, kind of like that citrus you get from like Firecracker Pop from Bath & Body Works, or like Bottle Rocket from Kringle. All right, it is called Good Grief from the Peanuts collection. If you are a Charlie Brown, Peanuts, Lucy Linus, or Peppermint Patty fan, or Snoopy, the star of the crew, you might have picked this up already. I think this has grass in it, so I almost didn't get it. But it also has melon, so I was like, I'm hoping I get more of the melon than the grass, because I'm not a green girl. All of these bars are still available. So there's clearance bars are still available. This is still available. And the Red, White, and Sparkle is still available. I mean, that could change, but Scentsy does often bring or re-pour bars that sell out, but not always. Not always. So don't take that as a given. But you could just throw them if you have a club. Just throw them in your club. That kind of protects them. You can always decide to take them out later. Do you hear this? Do you hear this, girl? She kills me with the eyes open while she sleeps. She snores worse than I do. My Bobby, who's almost twice her size. I mean, I guess he's got a good 10 pounds on her. I don't even hear him when he's sleeping. But she has that little tiny muzzle. And I didn't know this about Cavaliers. I've had Spaniels all my life, but she's my first Cavalier. I didn't know this about them, but apparently they're in the same kind of class like bulldogs and pugs are, where they have that smush nose. Hers isn't smushed per se, but apparently because her muzzle is so tiny, she kind of fits in with that same class with dogs that like snore and have breathing issues because of that. I had no idea. I learned a lot. I ignorantly, if I must say so myself, just assumed that spaniels are spaniels, and I'm one that will do my research before I get a dog. But I just thought, how different could a Cavalier King Charles be from a Cocker, which is what I've had all my life? Different. Very different. She comes with a host of medical problems. A host. She's had some. She's experienced some. But this is a very unhealthy breed. A very lovable breed. People tend to love them to death. They have big fans. I call her my little royalty dog. She's as sweet as could be. Loves you like no other. But oh my gosh, you guys, they come with a host of medical issues. A host. And some really, really horrible ones. And mitral valve disease is number one for them. A lot of these dogs, I think I read 50% have that by age 5. Jersey is 6. It's complicated. So she had to have a surgery, I think right about the time she turned 5. It might have been shortly before. One thing about the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel is when you go to the vet, they will check every year for that heart murmur because this dog is known for that disease. Especially when they get closer to 5. But they will check every year to see if they hear a heart murmur because they have to go on medication, everything else. But there's no cure for it. Eventually, they're going to die of heart disease. And I think I read like 90% of this breed have it by maybe age 10. Like, it's crazy. It's some crazy amount. So we know to look out for it. But anyway, they check for it at every vet visit. Every annual vet visit, they check for it. But she had this surgery because she was having urinary issues. And she had to have this surgery. And we took her in. So she had to see a specialist for this because it was a very particular surgery that our regular vet could not do. And so she went to the specialist. And the surgeon who inspected her before the surgery listened to her heart, like they do with all Cavaliers. I mean, all dogs, but especially Cavaliers. He said, maybe I'm crazy, but I hear a slight murmur. I said, oh, that's interesting because she was just at my regular vet not that long ago. He didn't hear a thing. He didn't hear it. So he said, well, I swear I hear it. It's very slight, but I swear I hear it. So he called in the cardiologist because it's a specialist office. They have a number of specialist doctors within. In fact, I had a previous Cocker Spaniel who was treated there all her life once she got sick because she had an autoimmune disorder and she had to see a particular doctor there. And so we spent lots of time there, lots of visits there to treat her. Wonderful doctor. Shout out to Dr. Ryan. She was amazing. But he called in the cardiologist and the cardiologist said she heard it too. Again, both doctors said very minor, but they say they heard it. So we're thinking, okay, we're in for it. It's coming. She has been to the vet several times, several vets since then, because we were in between vets for a little bit while we tried to find a new one. So we saw, I think, 2 or 3 different ones in the meantime before we landed on one, because my favorite vet has moved away and the travel has just become too much, especially if there's an emergency. Wow, her snort is crazy. None of them have heard this heart murmur. So I don't know what the deal is. You start thinking in the back of your mind, well, a cardiologist heard it. But then you start thinking, I don't want to say they were lying, but like, why is no other vet hearing it? All that to say, I'm just keeping a close eye on her. We're keeping a close eye on her. Every year she goes to the vet, she gets that checkup again. We'll have to deal with it if the time comes. But she's 6, and nothing has become major for sure. So fingers crossed. But very unhealthy breed. I know I was talking to Amy lately, and I know her little Flynn, who's like the sweetest little boy. He looks just like Jersey's twin. He is dealing with some medical issues too. Another thing that she told me was predisposed to Cavaliers. I feel like I just keep learning about more and more. Jersey just dealt with this facial paralysis thing that has finally seemed to have cleared up. She dealt with it on one side, That side seemed to have cleared up, and then she dealt with on the other side. I've heard that not all cases come back to normal 100%. Luckily, most of hers has. I think she has a little bit of remnants from it, but not too bad. But it affected her eating. Food would just fall out of her mouth. We had to give her eye drops because she couldn't blink her eyes, so you had to keep her eyes moisturized. It was something else. And of course, I looked it up, and it's another Cavalier predisposition. Now, that's not to say that other dogs don't deal with that. There are other breeds that do. But I feel like every time something goes wrong, I go look it up, and then there's the Cavalier's picture. So I learned my lesson. If I ever go outside the Cocker Spaniel breed again, even if it's another Spaniel, I will not assume. I will not assume. I will check out everything there is to know before making my final decision. That said, I love her to death. Wouldn't trade her for the world. But I don't think I will get the breed again, because I just feel like it's just sad, right? It's sad to have such a sick dog. And again, that's not to say it would happen to you, but even if you do all your homework, pick out the best breeders, this dog still has a lot of health issues. It just does. So, like I said, love her to death, but not the healthiest breed. So if you're thinking about it, do all your homework. Super lovable, can't leave them alone. You either have to have another pet in the house, or you have to have another human in the house at all times, because they won't have that leave alone business. But very unhealthy for the most part. Good grief. I think I've already showed you, but we'll show you again because the packaging is that cute. Fragrance notes are open air, green grass, and fresh melon. I don't like how the grass is listed before the melon. I don't like that. And maybe it means nothing. It's described to smell like a bright blue sky. Do you smell the sky? I don't smell the sky. A lush meadow. Okay. And melon candy. Kind of sounds similar to the notes. Okay. Yep. I like it. I don't love it, but I do like it. It is a little bit oily from being in the heat. The grass is strong on the bottom. It's not super obviously grass, though. It is obviously green, but it doesn't quite smell like I just mowed the lawn. You know what I mean? Like, that smell has a very distinct smell. Or that act has a very distinct smell. But I do get a lot of green here. At the same time, I do get a lot of melon. I do get a little bit of freshness, but not a lot. It's mostly melon and grass. I think they're very even keeled. You get a lot of both. That helps a lot to have a lot of that melon. But you definitely get green. I will tell you, I'm not a big green fan, but I do like how this smells. I don't know how I'll like it in my warmer, but I do get quite a bit of green, and to me it smells more like a stemmy kind of green, like a stem from flowers more so than like cut grass, or maybe the stems from the grass before it's been cut, because it doesn't have like that cut grass smell. It's nice. It's very green for sure, but it also has a lot of melon in there, and I'm not sure what the melon is. It doesn't really say. I feel it's like it's kind of a mixture of melons. And it is a little bit candyish on the melon. It's not terribly authentic, but I feel like it kind of couldn't be, or it wouldn't be able to hold its own against the grass. Because an authentic melon tends to be a lighter smell. And then some of the green kind of almost smells a little bit rindish. Then again, the watermelon isn't terribly authentic. So you wouldn't get a lot of rind. You would get that candy smell. So if you picked up that one, let me know. If you warmed it already, let me know what your results were. Did you get a lot of green on warm? Let's get to the warmer, guys. Here she is in all her glory. The alabaster. Oop, I can see you can't see her. There she is, alabaster in Scentsy's older packaging. She's been around for a minute. Let's get her opened. Like I said, this is my second one. I decided since I was going to get her for $18, and that's about what I paid for originally, because I'm pretty sure I picked it up in a party closeout where I got it for 50% off. So it normally retails for $35, and I got it for $17.50. So at $18, which is what it came to when I got the 6 bars and got the additional 10% off, I thought that's worth it. So I will show you a picture of her lit up because I actually have her on the shelf. So we'll walk over and light her up and I'll show you. So I don't even have to unpack this one. But I'll go ahead and open it because I plan to take her right upstairs to my bedroom as another additional warmer. Not that I need another warmer up there. I need a new warmer, like a hole in my head. This one doesn't have the little divot, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about finding the right spot to put the cord in, because you don't have to worry about it. It's just poking out of the back. Long cord. I love the cords on Scentsy's warmers because, you know, I pick up warmers from candle warmers from time to time, sometimes from Better Homes and Gardens, which those are a little bit better, but those candle warmer ones, the cords are so short. Scentsy has a nice long cord, lots of length to get where you're going to plug it in. This is an unfinished warmer, so no glaze. I would not recommend this type of warmer if you are sloppy with your wax, which I sometimes can be, but I know to be really careful with her. Because if you accidentally spill wax on this, it's a lot harder to get off. It kind of has like that bisque unglazed feeling to it. So yeah, if you are a more sloppy person, you tend to spill your wax when you clean it out of your warmers. Go with a glazed ceramic warmer. Ceramic warmers are my top favorites because they seem to perform the best. 25 watt especially, they get nice and hot. The dish on this one sits down into this, so even though I have a struggle with the AC when it comes summertime in melting my wax, this one does fine because the dish sits down into it, so that helps a lot. It keeps the dish surrounded on all sides by warmth and heat, and the air conditioning not affecting it as much. I won't put this bulb in it at this time, but let's go ahead and pull the dish out so I can put it all together. The dish on this is fabulous. It's so large. Little bit of a, what is this, hexagon, I think? 6-sided shape. I think it's a hexagon? Hexagon. Did I say hexagon? I don't even think that's a word. I think it's a hexagon shape, but if I'm wrong, I used to do so well in math and trigonometry and geometry and all that, but my memory's not like it used to be. There it is all together. Beautiful. Little holes that light comes out when the bulb is lit. And like I said, I will take you over to where I have the lit version already on my shelf and show you what it looks like lit up. Okay guys, so I've got it dim in here so you can actually see it glowing, but this is what it looks like all lit up. I didn't have this on at the time I was filming, so there's wax in there. She gets used every day, but it's not melted. I usually turn this one on in the evening because it has such a nice glow, but I really like the subtle glow of it. This could be in a room where you just want a little bit of light. You don't want it, you know, just staring you in the face, just smacking you with some light. Even though there's lights that come through the hole, it's not aggressive. It's not overly bright. It just has a really nice soft glow, and I just really, really love this dish. It's just fantastic, you guys. It is fantastic. It throws well, and like I said, that dish sits down in there. I love this. She's a favorite of mine. Like I said, it was a great price, so really sad that it's not still available because I think some of you would really enjoy it. But if you already have it, it had been around for a minute. Maybe you'll find it on the black market if you don't. But if you already have it, let me know. I would love to hear. Okay, guys, so there you have it. That's my very small Scentsy haul. If you picked up anything from the clearance section recently, maybe you picked up the alabaster, maybe you already own it, let me know in the comments below. Hey, let me know your favorite warmer in the comments below. Let me know all the things as usual. I love what you share with me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. I do feature Scentsy content from time to time. I do a mixture. I do candles, I do vendor wax, I do retail wax, and I do Scentsy. So if you're only here for Scentsy, I get it, but subscribe and watch my Scentsy content. I would appreciate it so much, and interact as well because I love that as well. And share all the things because I know that other people read the comments too. So if you don't have a great experience with a certain wax or a warmer, let people know. That'll do it. I'm going to sign off. I got to go get my laundry out of the dryer downstairs. And my dogs apparently want to go out and do a little pee-pee because they always decide to do that during my video. Just because they can. And I'll see you next one, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.